Three, two. Hey, welcome back to VIOC in Action. This is your boy, Mr. Leon Hunt, better known as Mr. Ras Books. One time for the one time count, cool, can't quench. And don't forget my manners. Good morning, good afternoon, and good night, wherever you are across the world listening into the show. The one and only 107.9 FM, live in the building right now. And this week is a special week. Just like any other show. Any other show is a special show, but this week is a special week because we got a very special guest on the show. And this guest is very far away, and I had to go through extreme majors to get to this guest that's on the show right now. Now, I want to say this is the first time this guest has been on the show, at least the first time that the guest been on this particular show with me. Um, so it should be fun. We got a lot of stuff to talk about, and of course, we're going through our segment that we continue going with our Olympic experiences. And like I said, I want to get through to as many Virgin Island Olympians, so we could talk about the experiences that they had. And oh my goodness, like even just talking about it now, especially with all this stuff going, even talking about it, and I'm getting excited because it's the Olympics. It's literally the world biggest stage for everything. But hey, it's not about me right now. Let's talk about our guest. So today's guest we have Mrs. Natalia Kuipers. She's a swimmer. Mrs. Natalia.
Hello.
Hey, how you doing? How you doing?
I'm I'm good. How are you?
I am blessed. Everything's safe here. We're here in the Virgin Islands. Everything is pretty good, for the
hmm
most part. And we talk a little bit before the show, but so I didn't want to give the audience a little bit too much about you, but I'm gonna tell them a little bit. So Natalia is one of our swimmers, you guys. She competed in 2018 Youth Olympics as a swimmer. She gonna tell us about her experiences and what she did down there and all those amazing things. And if you guys remember, a couple weeks ago, we had Mrs. Michaela Smith, one of the Smith youths, them at the same competition. So Michaela did track and field, and Natalia did swimming. So, Mrs. Natalia, how's everything going?
It's pretty good. Can't complain.
So, oh well, all right. So I'll tell you what. A lot of I knew about you then at 2018, but I'm sure you've been competing for the Virgin Islands for a while. So if I don't know
hmm
about you, and I'm quote unquote the our athletes commission president, I myself should know about you. So guess what? This is our time to kind of get to know each other and see about what you're doing. We'll talk about what I did in track and field and so forth. So who are you?
Okay.
Where you're from? And all that good stuff.
Oh boy. Okay. Well, I'm from the Virgin Islands. I was born in St. Croix.
Yes, I me too.
Uh,
Mm-hmm.
and I started swimming when I was like 8.
Mm-hmm.
I played tennis because my brother played tennis and he's my older brother, and I was like, okay, I'm gonna do what he does. But then
Right.
I was like, wow, like I really hate sweating. And so then we got me in the pool, and I was like, wow, like this is what I'm meant to be doing. I just like loved it. And so I've been competing for the Virgin Islands since I was like 11, I believe. I went to my first career when I was 11.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, it's just ever since then I've just really enjoyed it and been swimming for the VI. And yeah,
Okay, so basically, so you used to start out as tennis.
I did.
You didn't like to sweat, so you went in the water. So,
Nope.
but wait, so don't you
Yeah.
sweat sometime if you do too many laps in this in the pool?
Yeah, but you don't notice it
Ah, okay, okay.
because you're
Because
underwater,
you
so it's
still and you
okay.
still cooling down anyway. Because I've realized that before I have been sweating before. I'm like, wait a second, like, because in track
hmm
and field we would do pool workouts,
Yeah, yeah,
sometimes, and yeah, first of all it's tiring, it's tough, and you would sweat no
yeah.
matter how much you. And I get locks, and a lot of time I don't like to get my hair wet in there because it is a
hmm
long duty to get it done afterwards. But when you're sweating like that, it just feels so refreshing to just put your head underneath the water and it's like
Yeah,
yeah, I love it, I love it. All right,
yeah. No, it's super nice.
so from since then you've been swimming. So have you ever
hmm
went back to playing tennis again, or you'd like to do it in your free time?
Yeah, no, I do it for fun, like with my mom or something. But I haven't, I haven't taken it seriously in a long time.
Right.
I, I, I kind of lost my
Yep.
skills for that a while ago.
But you know what? It's like riding a bike. Once you learn to ride a
Yeah,
bike,
yeah,
you
yeah.
always know to do something. So when you go back out there,
Yeah,
you be
once,
like, man, I could beat you. Yeah, I got it.
yeah, I get very competitive with it.
Love it. I love it. Just as all our Virgin Island national athletes, I think we are one of the unique countries because we're very small. Um, I would say divided but still together, and we're all like, I
Hmm.
think we got big, this big competitive instinct against us because Virgin from St. Croix to St. Thomas and St. John cross the water. You know what I'm saying? Like people always try to compete against each other, and then we got an even bigger competitive advantage. Well, because then we got to go to the mainland and compete
Hmm.
against those guys up there. And then in this case, we happen to be overseas. But before we get overseas, what school did you go to in St. Croix?
I went to Good Hope Country Day School
Okay, and
since
university.
since forever.
Forever. All right, so there it is. And your
Yeah.
university,
Pardon?
your college.
Right now, no. I right now I'm actually this is my senior year of high school, so I'm just
Okay.
finishing it up in Barcelona here.
Okay.
But next year I'm going to Bryant University.
Mhm.
I've already committed, and I'm going there in the fall
Nice.
to swim.
Got it. So okay. So how is it where? So right now we're doing 12th grade abroad.
Yes,
Okay.
yes.
So how has that experience been?
Really, really unique, honestly.
Mhm.
It's like uh, I don't know. I'm still super young, so it's definitely different to be living away from home so early. But
Okay.
it's really fun, and like I have a nice support system here, so uh, I like it a lot, and I love Spain. So
So even in Spain, so I'm assuming you speak Spanish.
I'm getting there. I
You're
can
learning it.
communicate, but
Okay.
like it's not perfect yet,
Uh,
but
so you
little
could
by little.
get well Saint Croix at least we speak a lot of good Spanish there, so that
Oh
like
yeah,
that
for
kind of
sure.
gave you a good little push to when you get over there. It's like, oh, I
Yeah,
could
yeah, yeah.
read this. I know what this is. So
Yeah,
I
no,
got
I
it.
had a basis for sure,
I
and yeah.
and the school you're at now, is it set up like a university, or is it just set?
No,
Okay.
no, no. I'm like just studying Spanish here. I'm like taking Spanish classes,
Mm-hmm.
but it's like a super. I'm taking rigorous Spanish classes.
I got you. I
I don't
got
know
you.
if that makes sense.
No, I got you.
So so I took a lot of credits in the first 3 years of high school.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm finishing up all my high school classes online. I only have like 2 or 3 classes to do,
Okay.
and then I'm going to actually end up graduating from Good Hope Country Day School in
Oh,
May or
okay.
June or whenever that is.
I got you. I got you. All right,
Mm-hmm.
so let's push it back. Well, actually, yeah, push it back a little bit. So this is senior year.
Okay.
No, we talking your
Mm-hmm.
sophomore year. Sophomore year when you found out you qualified for Youth Olympic Games. First of all, how was that reaction? And then, second of all, after it soaked in, like what happened then? So when did you qualify for it? In 2018. In 18.
I think I found out I was going in like a couple months before, maybe in like May,
Mm-hmm.
before May of 2018, around then.
Mm-hmm.
And then yeah, no, I was super duper happy. I love going to travel meets like that, and it's just such a cool experience. It's so unique, and so no, I was very very excited. And then after that, I just knew I had to like work really hard to get there. So no missing practice, just putting your head down and just going for it.
So what event did you qualify for?
I swam. Wow, this is a long time ago. Uh,
Oh, two
I
years.
swam the
Mm-hmm.
400 freestyle, and I think the 200 freestyle. Yeah.
Okay, the 4 and 2. Okay,
Hmm.
and that's what you do now. You still do the 4 and 2.
Yeah,
Okay,
I
so
do. I do the 400 freestyle, the 200 freestyle, and the 200 butterfly.
so in travel. Okay, so as any athlete, most athletes they love to travel to these different countries.
Hmm.
Um, this would have been the first time you went to Buenos Aires, correct?
Yes. Yeah, it was my first time.
Okay, so going down there, which is in Argentina.
Mhm.
So going down, leaving St. Croix, you was like, all right, man. So you with the team, you got to meet the team down. How was
Mhm.
travel day? Like, how many days preparation did you have before you get to Argentina?
We were there like how many days before I competed in Argentina?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, we were there about a week before I competed because in total they wanted us to be there for the whole duration of the competition, which is 3 weeks,
Okay.
because there were a lot of like events set up for us
Events.
to participate in, and like the purpose of it was, it wasn't just to go there and compete and go home. It was like to have the entire Youth Olympic experience.
Experience. Mm-hmm.
So we were there about a week before I competed, and I think it was valuable because I got to like get accustomed to the time change, and um, had a chance to like swim in the pool a bunch and practice in the pool and really just get in like a routine
Okay.
that I would be having in the swim meet. So it was definitely valuable.
Okay. So you had 3 weeks full down there. That's 21 days. First week going
Hmm.
down. How long till you get down before you had? When you got there, when was the opening ceremony?
I think right as we got there, it
Okay,
wasn't too
so
long
since you
after we
got
got there.
down there, you got straight
Yeah.
to the okay. So how? So as I told people, at least we've been listening for the last couple of weeks now. Well, shoot, it's
Hmm.
actually months now. Within the opening ceremony, I always tell people. So this one was unique because this one you're gonna explain to us. You guys went out there together, which is different. So usually it's a big old stadium, right? You got in there, got
Hmm.
all the lights in. You got the ring, the flag bearer there, and they say Virgin Island, Islas Virginis, Ustedes Americano. Then you walk through, and then you just hear all these thousands of people just yelling, like cheering and everything. You got the big mega strong
Hmm.
up there, and then they just see your face, and you be like, oh yeah, that's me right there. And then now, of course, everybody taking the pictures and the video, recording the moment.
Hmm.
How did that feel in this moment? Although it was different, so explain to us what was this opening ceremony like for you, because this one was different.
Yeah, this opening ceremony was different because it wasn't in any sort of stadium or anything like that. It was actually in the city. So we walked through the city of Buenos Aires into like, I don't know, like a plaza or something.
Mm-hmm.
And the opening ceremony was incredible. Like it was really long, and you could really tell that they put a lot of work into it because there are just so many really interesting performances, and like it was very very cool. Like
So
they mixed in elements of the culture, and I don't know, it was incredible
so
for
so
sure.
was it so was it
Something
like
to remember.
was it like a parade?
Yeah, it was, of all the athletes, and
Uh,
then there were like people on the sides, from
from the city.
Argentina,
Mm-hmm.
and yeah, no, it was large. It was really big.
All right, so you wasn't really so did you had to was we had people holding the flag too, or everybody had a flag, or like how was it, or everybody was all mixed up all over the place, like how was
Yeah,
it?
everyone was pretty mixed up, but like each in their own little groups. Like I don't remember what countries were next to us, but we were surrounded by other countries, and everyone was just like talking and chatting, and like it was fun. And we all had like little flags,
Uh-huh.
and then we had a flag bearer, which was Kai Odlum,
Okay,
and
okay.
yeah, and our delegations, like, it was quite small because we only had what, like, four athletes,
Yeah.
and then each of our coaches, and so yeah, we were just kind of like swallowed up by like the bigger teams, but it was cool because we got to like talk with them, and it was fun.
All right. So just to let you know, most games we are usually one of the smallest teams there.
Oh yeah,
But
for
we
sure.
are so
I've noticed.
we of course, I mean, even looking at our country,
Yeah.
we don't have that many participants in sports, and if we do
Mhm.
have many in sports, we all share the same athletes. So you got somebody who might
Mhm.
play football, and he also played tennis, and then you got somebody, a
Mhm.
girl who played volleyball, and she's also a swimmer. So we know we just got a lot of minimum talented athletes, but we throw a hard punch when we get to the games. That's the best
Yeah,
part
for sure.
about it, because everybody. So people was like, "Where's the Virgin Islands? I've never been there. Like, where are you guys at?" Then you show them on a map. They were like, "What? What is that?
Wow,
I
you can't
never."
even see it.
Yeah, right. So many times I've traveled across the world, and people like they never heard about the Virgin Islands, and then Even
Yeah.
when you
But
pull it
they
up, they
all
look.
want your pins.
Right. So wait. So this one you had pins. So I'm glad you
Mhm.
bring it up because I always tell people about the pin game. Like my pin game is the best ever. Um,
That's what everyone says. That's what
no, no,
everyone says.
like mine's is traditionally the best, and I think I got the best skill for it. So what's people know about the pin game now because I kind of teach them
Mhm.
about it. So in pins, how do you accumulate as much pins as possible during the games?
Wow, it's an art. No, I don't know. Um, but no. So your delegation like gives you a bag of pins, and I didn't know when I first went to these Olympic games. I didn't understand. Like I would just like give my pins to people. They're like, "Oh, that's cool." I was like, "Okay, here. Like, you want one?"
Right.
But then my swim coach Brian taught me because he went to Barranquilla,
Uh huh.
and he was like, "No, like you have to trade it.
Yeah.
You have to
Pins
get
is
something back for it." And I was
pins
like,
is
"Wow,
currency.
okay."
It's
So
currency
it's
out there.
really just a thing to go around and look for the pins you don't have and trade them. And it's really cool because you come home with like pins from a ton of different countries, and like, but more about that, it's like a reason to go up and like talk to people, and like make a
Right.
connection, make an interaction, and like I don't know, that's what I like about it is like connecting with someone
The
new.
interaction, right? So that's something unique about. Well, especially when you're. So remember, the Olympics is bringing all the countries into one place to celebrate quote
Mhm.
unquote world peace, although outside of the
Mhm.
competitions. So you may have some countries that's against war with each other, and you will
Yeah,
see the tension
but they
sometimes. But
still
with
want each other's pins.
they still want each other pins. And when you go to enough world games, you really see like everybody's like they're there for all the same purpose. Like we all share
Yeah.
that similar value in there within world peace. So bringing sports in there, although it's competitive, but we're there like man, like it's an honor to be the world's
But your
best.
friends, yeah,
Right, and you really develop friends from across the world. So
for sure,
you
for
get
sure.
that there, and the pin is like a symbol. Like man, I remember, you know what? I remember this pin here from the Virgin Islands, and what's her name again? Man, me and her, I think we were friends on Facebook. Oh, wait, Natalia. Yes, Natalia. Yes, she was so cool,
Yeah.
and then so I
Mhm.
remember. So here's a secret, right? So the pin game, pins is currency,
It
especially
is
at the
currency.
games. Everything you want, you could get with a pin. So,
Yeah.
example, say for happen, you needed a taxi cab to go downtown to explore the city. Hey, taxi
This is
cab,
so true.
I'm
This
gonna
is
give
very
you this
true.
pin right here. Oh yeah, cool, cool. Yeah, yes, 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 you good. Yeah, thank you very much. Oh my goodness. Oh yeah, man, man. You know what? I only have this is pesos, so you guys was in the Spanish country. Something costed 5 pesos. You happen to only have four. Hey, I only got 4 pesos and a pin. Oh yeah,
Here's a
very fine.
pin.
Here's this
No
pin, and here's
problem.
something else extra too. And then they go back and show their coworkers like, oh yeah, can I have one too? Oh look, I could give you this here,
Yeah, no, exactly. That's
right?
so true. Yeah, my
So,
mom came to Buenos Aires
uh
to
huh,
watch me swim,
you're right.
and after I was done, we went and watched like other sports. And we really wanted to go see hockey, but it was like full and they wouldn't let us in.
Mm-hmm.
But then I whipped out my pins, and you better believe we got it. Like
Absolutely,
it works every
definitely,
time, dude.
every
Everyone wants a
single
pin.
time. But here's how you get everybody's pin. So, ideally, it's about almost 200 countries that's there for World Games, right? Which is a lot. That's a lot of pins. Every country don't have a pin. Some people might give you like they might have like a actual like a pin, not like a country pin, but like man, I don't want that little pin. But it is something from the country. But here's how you do it.
Mhm.
Everybody have to go at one place at one moment at a time, which is the cafeteria. So this is how you do it
Yeah,
though.
no, that's true.
If you get there early, this remember our pin is extremely unique because nobody know who we are. We got this bird in our pin.
And
It's
there are
like what
not
the
that
heck,
many of us
and it's
either.
not that many of us. Lovely.
We definitely have people coming up to us being like, "Hey, like one of my friends got one of your pins. Can I have one too?" And you're like,
Yes.
"Nah, like we already have your country." And they're like, "Wow, dang it."
See, so look, so you go in the cafeteria. Now every games, believe me or not, I do this all the time. I go in the middle of the cafeteria. We'll talk about the cafeteria too. So go in the middle of the cafeteria. I set up a camp in the front of the in the middle of the cafeteria with our flag there, right? And I say pins here, right? And then of course they got the flag up there, pins here. Nobody know who the heck this is. Virgin Islands, great. So I end up instead of the cafeteria line, you have a pin line just to come up to us. And now remember, it's only almost like less than 10 of us at these games all the time anyway. So we're there and we're just there. Okay, let me get that one. Okay, nah. I give you this one for that one. Boom, boom. Then you collect all your pins in the first 2 3 days. Perfect. Don't have to worry about it again. And then that's when they start giving you, well, I give you my jersey and everything. You're like, okay, cool. Well, I'll take a jersey for it because
I guess I'll take a shirt for a small
yeah,
pin.
because here
Sure.
and here's the thing, our like those jerseys, like you can't buy these jerseys online or anything. They're all unique. So
No, yeah.
that's how you do it, and that's the pin game for all the games. And guess what? We'll take a quick commercial break and come right back in VIOC action. We're talking with my girl over there, Miss Natalia, representing us over there, the Virgin Islands. Nice. Hey, welcome back to VIOC in action. We're here talking to the best swimmer in the water. And guess what? I said it, and that's true because I said it. That's how it is. Miss Natalia in the building right now, representing us. Well, right now, she's over there in Spain. She's in Barcelona. But guess what? She represented the Virgin Island Lodge because we all over the place. And we was talking about our Youth Olympic pin game experience, transitioning the pin game experience to wait, your whole competition. So how was the competition in Barcelona? I mean, sorry, not Barcelona, in Argentina.
It was good. It was definitely probably the toughest competition I had been to at that point.
Mm-hmm.
Like, everyone was very, very, very fast. But no, it was good. And definitely a good experience. I had never really, I don't think I had raced people from so many different places before then, but yeah.
So let me ask you. So that is, of course, the Olympics is the biggest stage on there. So
Yes.
your first event, whether if it's a 200 or 400, um,
Hmm.
how like okay, so say for instance, race day was tomorrow. You which one you did first, the
Hmm.
two or the four?
I think the 200 was first.
Okay, so this was a sprint, of course, just as any other competition now these days.
Yeah.
So the 200. So how did you load up? Do you guys load up on your carbohydrates? Do you eat pasta and anything before the night before? Like so, in track and field, they like to load up on carbs because we would like to burn, burn all the carbs. So
Hmm.
how does that work in swimming? Day before the meet.
I mean, personally, back then too, I don't really do that. I don't really load up on carbs. I kind of just try to eat normally, so that I feel normal,
Mm-hmm.
the next day, because I don't want to change something up and then have like a weird reaction, not feel great the next day.
Mm-hmm.
So I try to just like do what I do normally.
No, that's good.
And also I'm not like a super distance swimmer, like the 200 and the 400 are middle distance.
Mm-hmm.
So, I mean, if I were swimming the mile or the 800, maybe I would carbo load, but no, I don't really carbo load for the 200 or 400.
Amazing. See, there it is. Cause so, all right. So as an experienced athlete, I had the show before last. Mr. Calvin Dallas, he represented us in the '88 and '92 Olympics. So that
Hmm.
was South Korea and it might was Barcelona too. I think.
Oh, yeah, 92 is Barcelona.
Yeah, right. So, what a coincidence, you understand? So, so he was telling us that well, he's a distance guy, and so I was telling him that
Hmm.
I like so as a coach, I went through the whole from athlete to coach to administration, right?
Hmm.
Um, and I tell him that when I was coaching, I used to, you like to teach the athletes all the best things you're supposed to be doing, textbook information.
Hmm.
And then
Hmm.
when they get to a particular level, you tell them forget all that stuff. Here's what we're gonna do now, right?
Yeah, do
So
what's right for you, right?
right, and so that's why I was like, so we give them the fundamentals and everything, tell them throw all that stuff out the window, and then here we go. Like you
Hmm.
said, for carb loading, you just like, man, I just ate what I usually eat. I don't like to change things up, which is great
Yeah.
because when you get into your competition, you want to do things what you always do because this is what you do. It takes your body
Yeah.
99 hours to do something, at least to learn something. Um,
Hmm.
which is why we go through drills over and over and over and over and over. So it takes your body 99 hours to learn something, whether if it's good or bad. That's how long it takes. So when we talk about breaking bad habits, is because we're trying to go ahead and you hear your coach say, make sure your arm stroke is like this, and you do it, and you want to over exaggerate it because you want your body to learn that and get out those habits. Um,
Mhm.
So yeah, so we tell them all the good stuff. We break it down. Like, okay, man, this is what you're supposed to be doing now. So I like that you said I just always do what I've been doing, and you go out there and you. Well, my thing is you go out there and you have fun for sure.
Yeah.
Whether
Yeah.
it's no
Yeah.
serious event, but guess what? Every time you compete is a serious event. You know, every time you compete is the championship, or at least that's how you should think about it, because you want to
Mhm.
get the best time. The only person you're against
Mhm.
is time. You know, so you're in constant battle with yourself. So you just always want to break time down. So
Mhm.
that's how it goes there. So you went out there, and so how was the two? So did you get the time that you wanted? Or did you like what was you going for?
I didn't have an incredible swim.
Mm-hmm.